Well, the Westpac Melbourne Institute Index of Consumer Sentiment fell another 3% in July. It's now down to 83.8, and it's fallen every month since December last year. The total fall is now 19.7%, and that is comparable with the 6-month falls that we'd seen in previous periods of major economic dislocation. Last month we talked about inflation being the key area of concern, and I believe that is still the case, but interest rate concern is starting to build amongst consumers as well. So for instance, when we did the survey, we looked at the survey results before the Reserve Bank announcement of a rate hike of 50 basis points in July, and after, the index was down around 7%. That compares with only 2% last month. And now we have 73% of people expecting rates to go up by more than 1% over the next 12 months. That compared with only 65%. The other big news, of course, was around the housing market. We saw another 5.6% fall in our index of house price expectations. And the actual index, while being around 105 for the nation, is below 100 now in New South Wales and Victoria. And if you're below 100, you have more people expecting prices to fall than rise. I think those indexes have got a fair way to go as well, because back in when we had the rate fall, when we had the price falls in 2017-18, those indexes were around the 70, so a long way to go. Now, what does all this mean for interest rates? We do believe the Reserve Bank will go another 50 basis points. That'll be the third one in a row on the 2nd of August. But after that, we're expecting that they'll pause. We think the right policy is to draw breath, look at the 175 basis points of hikes they've done, a record rapid tightening, draw some breath, look what the sentiment indexes are telling them, and wait a little while before we see the next inflation report, which will require another hike, but have a pause in September and October, raise rates again in November and December, and another rate hike early next year, and we would see the peak in rates being 2.6%.